What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Science of Flipping podcast. As you see here, I have a very special guest. This young man is currently 18 years old. He just had a beautiful, blessed birthday. But as long as I've known him, he's been 17 years old. So I used to be able to talk about these deals I'm doing with this 17-year-old who's a super hustler. But now he's officially an adult. So now he's just another one of us, right? But dude, I want to welcome Mr. Jacob Blank. What's up, dude?
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, bro. We've done some deals. You're a nice guy. Excited to, talk about like my journey and everything. So
Yeah. Well, listen, I think it's really, really cool. I mean, above cool to not even, that doesn't even say it, to say how young you are to really get into this business at your age. And I'll let you tell your story, but really getting into the business at 16, going all in, and now you're just turned 18, which is super cool. But I mean, you have made a ton of money over the last, call it 2 years, and it's pure off hustle. And so let's just start out by allowing you to give your kind of 30-second story of how you got into the industry. And then I kind of want to dive into some of the stuff that I think a lot of people are like, how the hell is he even getting deals? Like, what is he doing? How do you know, that kind of stuff. So go ahead and tell people a little bit about how you got started.
So since my dad's been in real estate for 20 years. First part of his career was just traditional real estate, listing people's houses, stuff like that. And then when I turned 12, he started to do flips, and he did flips for about 7 years. And I'd go to all his flips and start learning about the business and just move rock and paint walls and stuff like that for a few bucks. And then when I turned 16, it got where I had all this money saved up from just selling stuff on OfferUp, eBay, where I actually wanted to put $5,000 in on a deal with him, do a flip from start to finish. And that's what I did. I learned everything about the paperwork, the title, everything like that. Even put in a toilet, like everything, because he wanted me to learn every single part of it. Wound up doubling my money doing that deal. And then I found, people like Alex Sains and these other young people doing wholesaling. I'm like, we can do this. I can do this. Age doesn't matter. Clearly, I can do this. That flip took so long when we could have done a bunch of wholesales and made like triple the money in the amount of time. So I decided we should start this. A little bit before I turned 17, we started doing that. And then when I turned 17, we really got into it, got mentorship, and really started to try to build a business that's scalable, not just, a few deals here and there, no consistency. No, we wanted to build something for real. A real solid business,
I love that. And big shout out. You mentioned Alex and Sal and Carlos and the All In Boys. Big shout out to those dudes. And I do believe that's who you got your mentorship with, correct?
If it wasn't for them, I don't think we would have taken it as big. They made us, accountable and really push ourselves.
Hell yeah. Well, good. Big shout out to them for creating this young monster right here. I love that. And so, and we're all local to Phoenix. And I think one of the things that is above and beyond impressive about your story, I've been doing this and I've been in the game for 13 years. I've been flipping homes. I've rehabbed roughly 400. I've wholetailed a couple hundred and wholesaled 1,000 plus, right? And so the interesting thing is most people would say Phoenix is almost an impossible market to break into, right? And not only that, add on top of it, you basically got started at 16/17 years old. So tell me how you got that first deal, right?
Yeah. And, somebody asked me that today too. How are you getting deals in this market? Everyone eats, it's possible. Eventually you want to go into other markets, but you can still get deals here. My first deal, basically I was cold calling myself and my dad on like Mojo Dialer, for like a couple months, just calling myself, doing I maybe did like 5,000 or 10,000 dials myself. Got a bunch of leads, but didn't get a deal from that. What changed was I hired 2 cold callers in the Philippines. And shortly after that, I got my first deal. And my first deal was $30,000, which was a blessing. Some people are like $800 assignment fee on their first deal. Mine was big. I sold it to Zach Keeps, another buddy in town. So, it was a grind. It took 6 months to get my first deal. It's not going to come easy. everything in life takes a lot of work. And so, that's how it was for me. Some people get lucky, but for me, it was a long, hard grind. And, I never gave up.
Yeah.
I didn't decide to go back and just play video games and hang out with friends. I made sure I stuck to it till I got
Hell
the
yeah,
deal.
dude. I mean, listen, I don't even want to get into that because that is very much what most 17-year-olds are doing. Also what
Yeah.
20-year-olds are doing and 25-year-olds and 30. I mean, I get it. Right. And so, dude, congratulations on that. And that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Me
And
being
another thing,
39, you being 17, for you to have that much, focus and extreme commitment to your craft, which is wholesaling and real estate investing. It doesn't matter the age. That is
yep.
an impressive feat right there.
And another thing about that too, like people sometimes say like, "Oh, your dad did this all for you," whatever. But it takes the right type of person to get up every day at 7 in the morning, get to the office, work till 7 at night, and make it happen. Not every kid is just gonna get up and really do this. This doesn't look like fun to most people. When this has changed my life and it's super fun. So
Heck yeah, dude. And I saw
yeah.
you down in Mexico doing your thing, having your beer when you were 18 years old, man. That
Yeah,
not a lot of 18-year-olds can even afford that trip, right? And so it was
right.
very cool that you were able to celebrate that. But that's what extreme focus and commitment can really give you. And so again, to your point, you could have
Yep.
given that same training to thousands of people. And it takes the person that's actually going to take it and actually take execution and action on it, that's going to be winning. And again, regardless of age, that can go for a 29-year-old or a 39-year-old. You can teach them the exact blueprint. Here's the Mojo Sales dialer. Here's the list you want to pull. Here's how you skip trace. Here's how you load it and just go. They still have to do it no matter what, right? And that's what you're
100%.
saying.
It takes the proper mindset, and it takes the proper mindset, even me being young, to stuff all this money away and save my money, right? And not just be stupid, because I'm looking for the long run, right? I might be throwing away some fun right now, throwing away some teenage years time, but really it's for, when I'm 20, 21, 22, I'm most likely going to have the most fun of my life, because I built this for then.
For
And
sure. And trust me when I tell you, 17, 18, 19, 20, you ain't missing nothing, partner, right? Like video games, like, so your head is definitely on straight. And again, kudos to you and your father for allowing that to happen. And so that's a
yep.
big kudos there. I mean, I should have your dad on right now. How are you raising this boy?
Yeah,
Right?
for
I mean,
real.
that's
But
one thing for sure.
I'm lucky to have a dad, lucky to work with my dad. Super blessed, not many people get that opportunity.
So if you
So,
can think back to when you started, and I want to talk to the people that are listening right now, regardless of their age, what was the list you pulled? I'm assuming you were using Mojo Sales as the dialer, right?
right.
So 150 bucks a month. So you made that commitment. What was the list you pulled? Where did you skip trace it?
Yep.
And how many calls a day? You said you were ultimately making, I think you said 6,000 calls or something before you hired a VA.
Yep.
But what was your rhythm? Let's talk to the person that literally
Yeah.
is just about to get started and says, dude, Jacob Blank's my idol.
Great question. Great question. I still to this day, I haven't figured out a better way to start than how I did. So when people ask me this, I tell them the exact way I did. Mojo Dialer or Zen Call, because it's a little bit cheaper. And then the data I got was from Cole Realty Resource. And the reason I got that data, it's unlimited. So you can buy a county and pull the whole county with a couple different niches of types of data. Unlimited skip trace data. It's already skipped. I think it was like $200 back then for like a quarter of the year. Now it's like $695 for the year. Unlimited data, it's cheap, but it worked. What I did is I pulled 15 years plus residents for the whole county. So I had major equity. And that's how I scored that $30,000 Scottsdale deal as my first deal, because of the equity. So I got Cole Realty Resource, super cheap data, cheap dialer, right? And then I just made the calls myself. And then I just kept saving my money, right? You want to make sure you're in a good position in order to go hire cold callers, right?
No
You got
doubt.
to make sure you're going to be able to pay the bill. So, couple cold callers is not too expensive. You want to save up, and you want to go for it with one good shot where you have like 3 months of money to spend, and I'm sure you'll score a deal doing that.
Yeah, but it's got to be consistent, right? So what you did
Yep.
was smart is you realized you thought outside like, okay, I'm limited on how many calls I can make, right? I can make 600 a day. How many were you making a day? 600, 700,
I'd hit like 500 and be done.
500.
I
Okay.
remember.
And so if you hire two VAs, depending upon their costs, they can range from $4 an hour to $8 an hour. Plus there's VAs that are
Right.
$20 an hour.
Right.
But the point being is now you have three people, you and two VAs calling 500 people a day. So now every day you're hitting 1,500. The way I always say is you're looking for that one low hanging fruit to get your first deal, right? So it's a
Yep.
masses of asses. The more people you can call, the more chances you have to be able to get that first deal. And that's all you did, man. You
Yep.
figured, listen, I have a 3-month run of income that I have to be able to pay for this. Let me get it skip traced. Let me start calling. Let me get two VAs to triple my calling volume and off to the
Yep.
races.
And now, at that point, what you did worked, and then you can just add the callers. Like now I have 15 callers, and I'm at a point where I got to look for different marketing channels and stuff like this because, I want to diversify. But like I literally just did what I did from day one and then took it and scaled it up in order to be doing 5 to 10 deals a month.
Amen. Amen. And
Yeah.
you're crushing it. I was just telling you and your dad prior to even recording this podcast, man. I work with a lot of investors here in Phoenix. And as a moment in time, as we're shooting this recording, you guys have the most consistent deal flow out there. And it just goes to show that cold calling absolutely still works. I know it's old school and I know people don't even love doing it, but man, you guys are crushing it. And, that's a big round of applause to you guys for that.
Thank you, bro. That's what's good about it. It's old school. It's rudimentary. Calling people's phones has to work.
Yep.
And, see, people ask, how are you getting deals in a competitive market? The 18-year-old, sorry.
There you go, dog.
The 18-year-old has the most inventory of deals in town in the most competitive market. It's like everybody can eat. It just matters how hard you try at the end of the day.
That's right. So talk about a little bit when the person, let's talk about a little of your business model. And for someone that could hire a VA, how do you take that handoff? So the VA calls them and probably just has a pretty generic lead script that I'm sure you've given them, right?
Right.
I'm assuming it's generic, something around, hi, is this the owner of 123 Main Street? Great. I'm looking to buy, my boss or someone is looking to buy a home in the area. Are you interested in selling? If so, when would be a good time for my boss to call you? Something like that?
Yep, something like that. They collect a little bit of information, they send it to me, then I do my magic follow up.
Okay, so it's at that point, it's on your plate now. Period.
Yep, on me and my team's plate to follow up. No one in my office here makes cold calls. It's all out of the office. Everything in the office is they already wanted a cash offer for their property.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Okay. So, and the script is something similar to that. Hey, are you open to a cash offer? If so, I'd like my boss. Are you a boss to the VAs? Can you go through
no,
the script?
they say, hey, are you the owner, right? Would you be open to receiving a cash offer for your property? And then they collect how old's your roof, how old's your AC, what have you done any remodeling in the past few years, stuff like that. What's your timeline? What's your reason you want to sell? And then after that, they confirm their phone number, they get their email address, they confirm their name, confirm the address one more time, and then they're like, hey, an acquisition manager is going to give you a call. You should receive a call within 48 hours. It's pretty much how it goes.
I love it. Awesome. And it's as simple as that. Are you looking for a cash offer? Are you looking to sell? Great. Roof, AC, confirm address. Someone's going to call you, period.
Yep.
I love it. And the reason why I'm trying to keep it simple and I'm trying to pull out of you what you guys do, because I know you're not doing anything that is like unique to you. Right.
Right.
And that's what people need to know. Jacob isn't like some godsend and created this incredible wily script that he's, doing something no one else can do. Again, say the questions again. Literally say what your lead people are. They're VAs. They're not you. This is what the VAs are asking. Go through it again.
Yeah, this is obvious stuff to ask. No one has the secret sauce. It's simple. You just got to stay consistent. They ask the reason. They ask how have they done any remodeling in the past few years. They ask about their timeline. So how soon do they want to sell? They ask if they have an asking price, and they ask the age of the roof and the AC. And that's pretty much all they ask.
And then if they're open to a cash offer, great. An acquisition person will call you. I mean, again, I have a good friend and believe you know him, but Brent Daniels has a great program called Talk to People. It's all about cold calling. But you know, I've built a cold call floor here in Phoenix, and it was incredible. And that's all we did all day long. Well, 4 hours a day. I'd have 12 callers in my office calling 4 hours a day, bringing in roughly 10 leads a day, right? And so you can see how quickly that starts to add up. The one thing that you've been able to realize that I think a lot of people give up on cold calling is it's a longer tail, right? There's a longer nurture to those leads. So many people who come into a business that are used to PPC or direct mail, those are very fast. Most of those people want to sell. They want to sell now. And if you don't get them, someone else will. The cold calling lead, you got to nurture. You got to follow up and follow up and follow up.
Sometimes there's quick cold call leads, but you know, there always is quick cold call leads, but not often. Majority are going to be follow up. And that's why, you know, we want to diversify. I want to do PPC so then we get some more quick ones, right? Because it always feels best when, you know, the lead comes in an hour ago and boom, it's under contract.
But be honest, how often does that happen?
Sometimes we get lucky whenever we turn new data on, I feel like it happens. So maybe,
that's right.
Maybe twice a month most.
But you're making, like this. But you're also making a ton of calls, right? And so again, I'm trying to keep people realistic. You're at a phase that they may not be at. You have 15 cold callers, right?
You might
Most people don't.
You might not get a lead where it's going to close like that. Your first 6 months, you know, dude, I'm at the scale where I'm making like 3 million dials a month with 15 callers.
Nutty, right?
You know, so I'm getting, you know, hot, really hot. I'm getting warm, really cold. I'm just getting a ton of leads, you know, over 700 leads a month. That's at least 7 deals in there. Minimum. How
many acquisition people do you have at the moment in time?
I have 3, and I was training a new one this week. And, you know, the process is so easy. You know, he was getting stressed out because it seems complicated, but really you learn how to comp, you talk good on the phone, you talk like you're confident, and you buy 30 houses a month and you know everything about real estate, then nobody can say no to you. You know, me being 18, if I walk into someone's house, you know, they're going to think I'm a joke unless I can carry myself like I know everything about real estate and I buy 30 houses a month and I'm ready to buy. That's how I have to act, you know.
And so you do everything, for the most part, you contract everything over the phone virtually.
Email. Yep. Through email. Yep.
And so you do not go see the home first. You send in an offer, judging what you believe the rehab to be based around the questions you've asked them.
And I've been around construction my whole life. So, you know, estimating repairs is easy for me.
Do you ever do just like Bubba math, like, you know, $20 a square foot?
I don't do it like that. I'm just like floors. It's going to be 6 to 8K if it's around like 1,000 to 2,000 square feet. Windows 6K, AC unit 6K, kitchen 8 to 12K. You know, countertops 4K. It's like just these simple numbers that pretty much go through unless the house is like 2,500, maybe 3,000 square feet. You know.
Yeah. Well, we just sold a deal together. That's a big boy house. That's not going to be the right budget. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. No, that house, when it's like that, you're like $100,000, maybe 120.
That's
80 if you're lucky, but I really don't think so. You know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, you are a killer. You deserve all the credit, bro, and your dad as well. And unfortunately, he's not here on this podcast. But how do you want people to find you, reach you? I know you're blowing up your Instagram game, and I want people to follow you. You are an incredible young man. You have made, I mean, what you have been able to bottle is, you know, you just mentioned the all-in boys. I also educate. Like, it is difficult for us educators to be able to bottle that in individuals. So when I see it, I'm just so happy and ecstatic that you've been able to take what they taught you and run with it in your own, dude. It's phenomenal.
Yep. So guys, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Jacob_. My last name is spelled BLANK. You know, there's a lot of people out there teaching stuff and motivating people, but what I'm trying to motivate is the youth, people like myself that, you know, are seniors in high school. They don't know what they're going to do with their life. They're trying to figure out what college, they're trying to figure out their major, what they're going to do. And they're stressed that, you know, that's not the only option. And, you know, you don't have to just go home and play video games. You could build something for your future that changes your life forever. And that's what I try to teach. So
Hey, bro, we'll
that's
put some more stuff together, bro, because I definitely have an audience that is in that frame that I think you could be really, really impactful to. And so I appreciate you saying that. I'm happy to help you on whatever platform you need to kind of get
it.
that message out for that age group, because it's so true. And I think the world is a very chaotic place right now, and a lot of people are lost. But to be able to
Yep.
come back to a center focal point, someone like yourself that can say, hey, listen, I'm 18. Here's what I've done. Just this year alone. I mean, how many deals have you done just this year in 2020?
Easily 40 deals.
40
More.
deals already. The year's not even halfway over, right?
At least
It's just
40.
so impressive, right? You've created enough income for yourself that, most 20 or 30-year-olds don't make the amount of money you're making. Now, I say that respectfully because the reality is you're putting in the hustle, right? And you
Right.
deserve to make the money. So
Right.
you absolutely deserve to do that, but it also takes just that true commitment. If you had to give either one quality or one characteristic that you found in yourself that created that success, what would you say for someone out there listening? Like, how can I go be like Jacob Blank?
Yeah, well, number one, if you're, at least for me, whenever I never had anything going, it was just school, go home, play games, homework, whatever it was, I wasn't truly happy. I had to be motivated about a project or something that I was super excited about. And so that's how you truly be happy, when you're passionate about something. And that's what it is for me. That's why I'm happy doing this. And, if you feel like you're not so happy, maybe try to go out there and do something, and also you got to keep in mind that to get the new life and the great life you want, you're going to have to give away your old life. And that's how it was for me, right? You can't keep your old life and, try to strive for this dream life you want. It's one or the other, and you got to really go all in for it,
Good for you, boss. I love it. Dude, I appreciate you being able to take some time out of your hustle today, because I know you got another 2 hours in the office. It's only
Yeah,
5:45 at night. I know you'll be there. So
got
I
some more
appreciate you,
calls,
dude.
man. More deals. That's the whole name of the game, right? I always text you. I'm like, on to the next. More
On to the
deals.
next.
More deals.
Dude, I love it. I love it. We'll
Yep.
get another one done this coming week for sure, 100%.
Yep.
We still have to send out that one deal tomorrow, don't we?
Yep.
Was it
Yep.
Sharon?
Yep. Sharon.
Whatever. So we got another deal to send out together tomorrow anyway. So, dude, thank you so much. I know you're hustling. I appreciate you. Again, get to Jacob Blank _ what?
Jacob Blank _ on Instagram. That's it.
That's it.
Boom.
And
Thank
you're going to
you.
be changing lives. I already know. You're going to change your life. You're going to change your family's life. You're going to change other people's lives. I already know where you're going, bro.
I appreciate it, Justin.
Right on, guys. All right. That is it for today. Appreciate you, bro. Talk later.
Thank you.